unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Team Ryan Garcia says that Shakur Stevenson has to earn his spot in the new division lightweight. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. What up? What up? Subscribe. Now, there's a recent interview where Henry Garcia, the dad of Ryan Garcia, he was basically saying that Shakur Stevenson has done nothing. Ryan Garcia himself was interviewed, and he said basically the same thing. Shakur has done nothing. Just for Ego fun fact, Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson fought in the amateurs, and Shakur beat him, right? So pro game is different. Fighters evolve, fighters grow. You know, you grow when you're that young of a man, you know, and then you come into your 20s, you might grow in height and power, stuff like that. So I get it, but I just want to put that out there. So Ryan Garcia's dad says regarding the Shakur fight, quote, "I've seen clips of it, but you've got to fight somebody that's known. Come on, let's be real here. You're going to put him against a guy, Yoko Ono." That's kind of funny. He said Yoko Ono or something like that. Yeah. And he says, well, somebody close to that name. I mean, you got to fight somebody real, like a live dog. You got to fight somebody that's legal. And then for them to be saying that he's a mandatory over Haney and Loma, come on. You've been grooming him since the amateur days. Enough is enough. Fight somebody that's tough. Fight somebody where you've earned your spot. Tank has earned his spot. Ryan has earned his spot, right? I mean, come on. They deserve stuff like that. You can't say that you just fought this Yoko dude and all of a sudden here you are as the WBC mandatory. That's why Ryan said belts don't matter. Stuff like that is wrong. Here's the thing I want to clear up. If you have all the belts, the only thing I don't like about that is unless you earned it is the guy that has the belts and you fought one lightweight to gather up all those belts. I feel like I'll give a person more respect if they beat the Ryan Garcia, the Tank Davis, the Loma, the Haney, and even Isaac Cruz. If he fought all those guys and you beat them, then I'm going to call you the king of the lightweights. Devin Haney has the edge because of his age, and that was regarding the Lomachenko fight. So, I mean, I have mixed feelings about this, and I'm going to explain in this video. Saying Shakur Stevenson needs to earn his spot, to me, overall, it sounds like a cop-out. Because they only do that to sensational fighters, oftentimes American fighters, and oftentimes Black American fighters. Like there's so many excuses for why not to fight a guy, as opposed to like, oh yeah, we'll entertain it. You know, what has he done? Who is he beat? You got to earn your spot. Your style is boring. You know, these types of stereotypical things that you hear in boxing. And Shakur Stevenson is one of those talents. He came from the Olympics, and some guys, they're just ready-made, and people don't want to see them in less than fights. And like here's the conundrum, if you will, and almost the contradiction in what Ryan Garcia's dad is saying. He's saying that he needs to earn his spot. You just fought Yoko Ono, which that part was funny. You know, you just fought this random guy, which, you know, I agree. I didn't know much about the Japanese fighter that he fought, Yoshino and Sparks or whatever. I don't really know much about him as well. But it was his first fight in the lightweight division. And at the end of the day, you're saying earn your spot. But then your son's a name, and then Shakur wants to fight your son. If you're saying Shakur needs to fight somebody, okay, your son is somebody. How about he fights you? And then that could be his name that he gets to earn his spot. So when people say that, it's just funny to me because they say, oh, you got to beat someone. But usually when they're saying that, it's when a fighter is trying to fight you. Like Shakur's trying to fight Ryan Garcia. And then Ryan Garcia's team is saying you got to beat someone to get to me. You know, so it's kind of like this layered defense system, kind of like cartoons. You see Krang.
Why is it Shredder? We must get this turtle.
Right?
Shredder.
It's like Krang. Before you get to Krang, you got to go through Shredder. Before you get to Shredder, you got to go through Rocksteady and Bebop. You know, before you get to Rocksteady Bebop, you got to fight the Foot Clan, you know, and I see that in boxing, and that usually is a testament to the difficulty level of the fighter. If Shakur Stevenson was Shakur Stevenson, but he fought like, I don't know, Ruslan Provodnikov, or he had this, you know, Jared Hurd where he didn't really have much defense, then I don't think people would be saying that. They would look at the value of his name, Shakur Stevenson. People know him. He's on the Breakfast Club, stuff like that, and it'd be like, oh, he has no defense, and then they wouldn't say all these obstacles to fight him. Now, I said that, but I will say this and agree with Henry Garcia in terms of, I do want to see Top Rank step it up with Shakur Stevenson, because, I mean, it's not enough to just say, oh, I'm the boogeyman. Wilder is a boogeyman too, because he knocked everybody out and he was still able to get fights. So somehow, some way, I do want to see the echelon of competition improve for the Keyshawn Davises and Shakur Stevenson, because what I'm seeing is a lot of showcase fights. And Floyd Mayweather fought guys that aren't showcase fighters, and he made them look like showcase fights. That's in and of itself, that's its own thing. Floyd fought Canelo, but if Canelo would have fought Angulo that night, Angulo would have lost to Canelo, right? So it's not that Canelo was weak when Floyd fought him. It's just that Floyd is that good. So there are chances where that can happen, where someone just gets like whooped. But at the same time, I think it's a culmination of who Shakur was signed up to fight, the Yoshino dude, plus Shakur being that good, right? So I do think I think if he would have fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz, you know, there would be more, that would be a better fight, or Zepeda, or anybody that I deem to be better than the Yoshino dude that I didn't even know who he was. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with Henry Garcia there. I do want to see Shakur just get somebody that I feel represents the lightweight division. You know, anybody, Frank Martin, like even the Michelle Rivera. I think Michelle Rivera would be a better fight than the Yoshino. Yoshino, he came and laid an egg. He came all the way from Japan and literally did nothing and laid an egg. And part of it's because Shakur is good, but you have to also look at the competition, because the same thing is similar with Terrence Crawford when he was with Top Rank. You look at Terrence Crawford, he's that good, yes, but at the same time, fighting Mean Machine and fighting against Amir Khan at that specific space and things like that, that's not going to bring the best out of you. Even if you fought Danny Garcia, even if you fought Sean Porter earlier, like in 2019 when Errol fought him, if you fought Ugas, those guys, even if Terrence Crawford were to beat them, I still think they would challenge and create more obstacles. I mean, look at Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez got shot in the leg, and it took 12 rounds for Crawford to get him out of there, right? And it was a competitive fight in the front half of the fight primarily. So I still believe, I believe no matter how good you are, you could possibly retire undefeated, but you will be tested by somebody. There's somebody out there that either A, has your number, or they could push you to the brink. You know, guys like Shane Mosley, I think, are legendary fighters, but for whatever reason, Vernon Forrest had his number, right? Vernon Forrest beat him in the amateurs and then beat him twice as a pro. So certain guys just have your number. Same thing with Pacquiao. No matter how dynamic Pacquiao was, I want to, it's up to me, Marquez always gave him problems. And I think no matter when Pacquiao were to have fought Floyd Mayweather, that fight would have always been challenging for his style, because styles make fights. So I do think there are guys out there, not saying Shakur can't beat them, but I am saying that Shakur Stevenson would be challenged more than we've seen in the Yoshino fight. I firmly believe that. So let me know what you guys think. Overall, it sounds like a cop-out. I mean, I'm not even looking too much into it beyond this video, because Ryan has a tough fight against Gervonta Davis, and I would favor Gervonta to beat Ryan Garcia. I've said that before. I mean, this is an easy fight prediction for me based on the styles and the skills. I'm going to either be very right or I'm going to be very wrong. Either way, I'm okay with those odds. I'm picking Tank Davis to beat Ryan Garcia via stoppage, possibly a decision, but most likely a stoppage. Right? So at the end of the day, you know, Ryan, if he does lose to Tank, that'll be a step back in his career. So he might have to fight a Shakur Stevenson because maybe you're not in the driver's seat if you get knocked out by Tank, right? So we'll have to see how some of these fights in the lightweight division play out. So far, Shakur Stevenson has, to me, he's earned his spot as he's a great fighter and he's one to watch. Because like certain guys, based on their prior work, they don't really have to earn their spot in the new division per se. Like start from the bottom, like Andre Ward. Andre Ward moved up to light heavyweight, and based on his body of work at 168, he's that dude. Usyk came from cruiserweight to heavyweight. You know, you give him 1 or 2 fights, just like Andre Ward, 1 or 2 fights in the new division, and then they should be fighting for titles. So I don't really believe in this earn your spot when you have the pedigree of a Andre Ward, Usyk, or Shakur Stevenson in this new generation. You know, you should really probably get a couple fights, and then you should be fighting the big names in the division and eligible to fight the big names because you've proven to be that sensational, you know, versus a guy who doesn't have a body of work. Okay, yeah, you got to start kind of from the bottom in the new division, earn your spot, yada, yada, yada. But Shakur's a silver medalist and Olympian. He's only getting stronger. He's only getting better. He's only growing in confidence. So to frame it like he just got to start from the bottom and earn his coin, you know, the old-fashioned way and go through a bunch of meaningless fight. I don't agree with that. We unpack. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a Super Thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super Thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super Thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work it.